Buenas tardes y bienvenidos a todos. Good afternoon and welcome everyone. Welcome to a community dedicated to providing spiritual tools for living a happy and full life. My name is Karina Shear and I am the spiritual director and founding minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta. If you would like to join us for the live Zoom meeting, please contact me for the password and the link. Today is Sunday, August 21st, and we are continuing with our annual theme, which is Living Everyday Wonder. And our topic for this month is nature. The topic for this week is the furry, the fuzzy, the slimy, the scaly, and everyone else. Each week, we open with a spiritual practice called affirmative prayer, also known as spiritual mind treatment. And this is a powerful tool and a practical tool that shifts our consciousness so that we are open and available to accept the good that is already present in our life. It aligns our thoughts with all good. So let's move into today's service with intention, as we do each week, with a reading from the Creative Thought magazine. Today, I'll be reading from August 14, 2014. And a reminder that spiritual mind treatment is always done in the first person. So I invite you to close your eyes and take these words as your own, if you so choose. There is a power and presence in the universe that flows in a perfect pattern of success and harmonious activity. This activity is the perfect order of a universe that is always giving. I am the receiver of this power and presence and give permission for it to move through me and as me. I live, move, and have my being in this power that is always saying yes to my every need and desire. I claim that I live in a consciousness that is clear and focused on my divinity. This awareness is the power that animates the spirit within me. This animation leads, guides, and directs me into a greater demonstration of a successful life in all that I think, do, and say. I am at ease with myself and live a life of great freedom, knowing that I am backed by a universal power that supports and strengthens a spiritual unfoldment of greater good in my life. As I give great thanks for the divine within, knowing that I'm always in the embrace of the infinite mind, I release any and all responsibility for trying to compel the law to work for me. I simply know that my demonstration is taking place in the here and now, and for this, I give great thanks. And so it is. And that was originally submitted by Reverend Robert Villanova from New York, New York. And as we also do each week, let's review together our purpose, vision, and mission statements. We have a grand purpose here each week, and that is to awaken and celebrate diversity and to love and serve our community. We do this by means of our vision, which is creating the life you desire. And this is supported by our mission, which is to provide spiritual tools for personal growth and transformation. And so I'd like to welcome everyone. It doesn't matter what path you have been on. We honor all faiths, all traditions, all paths. So please know that you are welcome here at the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta. We teach a philosophy called the science of mind, and it's a teaching based on new thought and ancient wisdom. We offer spiritual tools and principles to promote personal growth, such as our opening spiritual mind treatment. And we honor diversity in all aspects so that we can see and appreciate the great oneness that already exists everywhere and within everyone. When Dr. Ernest Holmes founded this teaching, in the 1920s, he had studied both Eastern and Western spiritual texts to create the science of mind, which focuses on the individual use of thoughts and this powerful thing called the mind. When asked to provide a concise definition of the science of mind teaching, he replied that it is a correlation of laws of science, opinions of philosophy, and revelations of religion applied to human needs and aspirations. So before 2020, you will probably never have heard of the pangolin, though the animal intermediary responsible for the pandemic remains unidentified. This rare, gentle creature continues to be hunted after its bad COVID-related press. Our planet is filled with many animals, plants, and insects that we may misuse, abuse, or fear because of the stories we've believed. Let us not forget that all life is sacred and a vital part of this living planet's ecosystem. We live here on Earth, but we are living as one, in harmony with the planet, the nature, and all living things, including ourselves. If we truly believe that God is all there is, then let us live in a way that reflects this truth. Let us move from just saying words to understanding how this truth shows up in our lives, and to finally making it a daily sustainable practice. This month, the invitation is to explore and deepen our connection with God as everything and everyone on this amazing living planet. This week, as we explore the wonder of nature, let us consider all of the amazing creatures that live on this planet, many of which we have never seen and perhaps never even heard of before. Consider all the animals that live in your area for the moment, from the large to the small. And what have you noticed today? Are you awake to the amazing animal kingdom that is everywhere we look? Animals can even be seen in large cities. Let's open our eyes and notice all the furry, fuzzy, slimy, and scaly creatures that we share with this planet, that we share this planet with. And so you may have noticed my furry animal coming in to join this talk today. Nothing is more important than man or woman as he or she now appears in the result of evolution. But in order to evolve, we had to have a principle from which to unfold. Since man, woman are intelligent, they must have evolved from an intelligent cause. And this is from the science of mind. And I have changed it to be gender inclusive. The same intelligence that created the stars, the galaxies, and the planets also created life here on planet Earth. We have believed that we are the only conscious and intelligent being on this planet for many centuries. Over time, humankind learned that other creatures possessed different levels of intelligence, which may attribute to instinctive behavior and programming. Only recently in human history have we studied and investigated behavior, intelligence, communication, and consciousness in animals. We forget that most life on planet Earth shares similar DNA and comes from a common source. Most animals are social creatures, and many share common traits with humans. Humans are linked to the rest of God's creation. So let us examine our beliefs, misconceptions, and biases so we can truly embrace oneness with all of life. As the world focuses on the current human tragedy between Gaza and Israel, let us not forget that there are other stories that need to be told. One is about dozens of stricken animals that were moved out of terrible conditions at a zoo in Gaza by shocked animal welfare campaigners. 47 animals, including lions, monkeys, peacocks, and porcupines, were taken to safety from Rafah Zoo near the border with Egypt. The animal welfare group Four Paws International carried out the relocation, which even moved animals to reserve in South Africa. We don't need to travel halfway around the world to see mistreatment of animals. It happens everywhere and is more common than we might think or want to believe. Consider these facts. Animals in zoos are caged for life and deprived of the opportunity to develop and fulfill the full range of their interests and needs. They lose control over their lives and the environment that they live in. Social animals are often forced to live in the misery of solitary confinement. Some of the most intelligent mammals on Earth are whales and dolphins. In the wild, they live in groups, often in tight family units that may last for years or a lifetime. They can travel up to 100 miles a day as they search for food and socialize. These intelligent mammals normally spend 10 to 20% of their time at the surface. Understanding this, imagine the tragedy of life in a tiny swimming pool at an aquarium. Dr. Ernest Holmes said this: "You live because life lives in you. You move because a universal energy flows through you. You think because an infinite intelligence thinks through you." So what do you think the animals in the zoo think? We humans believe that we are the most intelligent life form on this planet. The reason is, humans are the best at what humans do. So we must be the most intelligent species. Ducks can't write poetry. In its uncluttered logic, if no other species can do what species A does better than species A, then species A is the most intelligent. But is this the truth? In books such as Confessions of an Eco-Warrior by David Foreman and the book Green Rage by Christopher Maines, environmentalists identify anthropocentrisms, also known as homocentrisms, or human supremacisms, as the underlying reason for humanity's seeming need to dominate and develop most of the earth. Anthropocentrism is believed by some to be the central problem in our philosophy toward the environment. The evidence that traditional Western attitudes are systematically biased against the non-human world is all around us. As long as humans hold the belief we are superior to other species, we will continue to experience racism, biases, and discrimination amongst ourselves. When humans can see God in all things, and not as the anthropomorphic white man on a throne, we will have shifted this paradigm. And Ernest Holmes said this: "We believe in the incarnation of the Spirit in everyone and everything, and that all people, all life, are incarnations of the one spirit. So turn within and ask yourself some questions, noting your reaction and response to each question. How do you feel about people of other sexes, other ethnicities, religions, countries? How do you feel about domestic animals, wolves, snakes, insects? Delve deeper into your responses and ask yourself about the underlying belief. What is the belief? Where did it come from? Is it accurate? And does it serve you? And is there more that you can learn? And notice if any of your opinions change during this process. Joel Goldsmith wrote this: the reading of the books will tell you of your I amness, but then you must turn away from the books to meditation and attain the realization of I am. Although it's a crucial part of human survival, 100,000 years ago, hunting is now a violent form of recreation that the vast majority of humans and hunters do not need for sustenance. Hunting has contributed to the extinction of animal species all over the world, like Caspian and Tasmanian tigers. Less than 5% of the US population hunts, yet hunting is permitted in many wildlife refuges, national forests, state parks, and other public lands. Millions of animals are slaughtered and maimed on public land every year. It's estimated that poachers kill just as many animals illegally as they do legally. Hunting disrupts migration and hibernation patterns. It disrupts ecological systems and causes intense stress. It's estimated that over 20,000 African elephants are killed every year just for their ivory tusks. Polar bears have become endangered largely because of global warming, but excessive hunting for their precious hides, meat, fat, and flesh have also helped significantly reduce their numbers to about 20 to 25,000 polar bears remaining worldwide. And why are we doing this? So let's examine why humans feel the need to hunt. According to Jan Dizard of Center for Humans and Nature, there are 4 core reasons: to experience nature as a participant, to feel an intimate, sensuous connection to a place, to take responsibility for one's food, and to acknowledge our kinship with wildlife. Let us turn within and ask, are there better ways to have the same experience? And does the benefit offset the cost? What impact do my actions have on the larger whole? Canadian writer and animal activist Anthony Douglas Williams wrote this: when I look into the eyes of an animal, I do not see an animal. I see a living being. I see a friend. I feel a soul. Humans have long been occupied with trying to understand human nature and our relationship to other animals. Our quest for knowledge is often carried out with a careless disregard for the life of other sentient beings. Our belief in human superiority allows for the mistreatment and abuse of creatures that cannot protect themselves. Animals aren't meant to be performers or circus clowns, yet thousands of elephants, bears, apes, dolphins, whales, and others are subject to a lifetime of captivity, performing silly, difficult tricks under constant threat of physical punishment. We use animals for medical, military, and cosmetic testing. Yet many of us remain clueless with regard to animal behaviors and how their societies function. Animal-free, humane forms of testing exist. There are many animal-free, humane forms of entertainment that can teach audience members about conservation and respecting all life. French author and journalist Anatole France said this: "Until one has loved an animal, a part of one's soul remains unawakened." So, in conclusion, the planet is awakening. We are being called upon to raise our own consciousness. If we are to make a change, we must be willing to face facts and examine them with a willingness to understand and grow. Finally, we take action where and how we feel called. There are behaviors and actions we can take that cover an entire spectrum. Animal abuse and cruelty encompass a range of behaviors from neglect to malicious killing. On one end, there is unintentional neglect that can be resolved through education. On the other end is intentional cruelty that can result when an individual has been a victim or violence of cruelty themselves. In the middle are those with a careless attitude towards animals and other humans. Perhaps we don't do anything to intentionally hurt others, but we don't go out of our way to help them either. There are many ways to make a difference. Give love to the family pet. Adopt an animal from a shelter. Support animal conservation efforts. Explore animal activism and veganism. Be curious. Educate yourself and see how you are called to act. So I'll leave you with these words from Anthony Douglas Williams. One day, we will know that all animals have a soul. Hopefully, this knowledge does not come when it is too late. And that leads us to our affirmation for the week. I embrace all of life, including the fuzzy, furry, and tiny. And so now it's time for our mindful giving and financial support of our spiritual home. And we rely on your support to continue our center here in Puerto Vallarta so that we can continue offering this powerful teaching of the science of mind. And we bless the financial gifts you give today. Every donation is greatly appreciated. Donations can be made using PayPal through our website, which is www.CSLPV.org. When you arrive on the landing page, you'll see a donate button, and that will take you directly to your PayPal account so that you can make your donation in whichever way you choose. If you prefer to do a paper check, you can do so and address it to CSLPV, number 403, 2125 Birch Road, Kelowna, BC, V1Y8M1. And now, if you would like to join me in our offertory affirmation. I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive. I do give eternal thanks for the abundance that is mine to share. So thank you for coming and joining with me today. If you would like to have a one-on-one connection for a spiritual mind treatment to assist you with whatever changes you're experiencing or would like to experience, please connect with me. And if you would like to commit to being a member of the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta, or if you would like to be on our board of trustees, please contact us so that we can send you the current forms. And I'd also like to remind you to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and Facebook page. If you're interested in learning more about the Science of Mind teaching, we will once again be offering the course, Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. And this will be held in late September or early October. So please let me know if there's another course or workshop or even a book study that you would be interested in taking, and we can make a plan for those as well. All updates will be on our website. And in the meantime, let's continue practicing peace. We can each be a force for peace and nonviolence. Our words and our actions can create ripples of peace all around us and beyond. Peaceful living includes acting with compassion, kindness, and consideration. And it also includes standing up against injustice. And this goes for both human and animals alike. May peace and love be with you. Namaste.